The KitchenAid stand mixer will so quickly become your best friend in the kitchen. Lots and lots of tips and hints are in the manual. It's full of all sorts of information that you need to know to get the best out of your mixer, so do have a good read. The stand mixer is a solid metal construction with a direct drive motor. And not only is it a pleasure to use, a pleasure to clean, it's a pleasure to listen to. I like to say that she purrs on the bench, and you can have the mixer going at top speed and still stand right beside it, carry on a conversation and enjoy the whole cooking experience. The speeds actually go from speed 1 all the way up to speed 10, and there are different jobs that are more suited to different speeds. Speed 1, I like to call it a caress, because it stirs and caresses the food, and it's a speed that you use for stirring or for folding. So if you're adding some flour to a butter and sugar mixture, or if you're stirring through some milk, speed 1. When you're making muffins, you would use speed 1 or 2 as well, nice and slow. Going on to speeds 2 to 4, they're getting a little bit faster and starting to add a little bit more air into the mixture. When you're making pasta or bread, it's very important that you remember to stay at speed 2 for your kneading, or speed 1 if you'd like it to be a little bit slower. But all this information, it's in the manual. Going up to 6 and 8, that's a really great smooth beating speed, and I actually find that I tend to work around 6 and 8 a lot of the time. Moving up to speed 10, very robust, very strong mixing action. The manual will tell you about what speeds to use, and also my recipes also will recommend what speeds you should be working on. Moving up to this fabulous hub cover here, I've just taken that off. I've loosened the little screw. This opens the world to a whole other range of recipe creations. Let me tell you, everything from making your own pasta to grinding your own beautiful fresh meats and seafood, making sausages, straining sauces, and then going on to slicing and shredding. That's where the world opens up and all your recipes and your creations come from. And it's very, very simple to actually add your attachments to the hub. You just give them a little wiggle. When it's not in use, pop this cover back on and tighten the screw, and there you are. Now, as far as using bowls on the mixer, there are a large range to choose from. As a standard, the mixer comes with this beautiful big 4.8 litre stainless steel mixing bowl. Even though it's a big bowl, don't think you can't do small amounts, because it's interesting to know that the actual mixer can actually whip right down to 1 egg white or right up to 14 egg whites. So whether you're doing a small amount or a large amount, it doesn't matter, the mixer will look after you. With your other bowls, there's a lovely little 3 litre bowl, and there's the very, very pretty glass bowl, which comes with a cover, and that's fabulous for storage. All of the bowls, they're simple to pop onto the mixer. I'm going to pop the head back like so, have a little twist, and let's put this little one on to show you. And there you are, just tighten and the bowl sits beautifully in place for you. Adding or changing the attachments is really easy. You simply act like you're changing a light bulb, and you pop the attachment on, having a little wiggle and a twist, and it locks on for you. It's really easy. The mixer comes with a very specific beater to bowl clearance. If you hear a tink-tinking, you don't want to hear that. The first thing for you to check is that the whisk actually is sitting in its correct place. So I'll do that again for you. Make sure that the whisk is actually sitting like so. Pop it back onto the mixer, back down. Perfect. But if you do still hear a slight tink-tinking, as I like to say, that can can simply mean that after continuous use of lifting the head up and down, that very important beater to bowl clearance sometimes changes a little, and you might find it necessary to adjust that height. That's not difficult. Please look in your manual or on the website or speak to customer service. They're always there to help you. While I have the whisk in front of me, it reminds me of the amazing planetary action of the stand mixer. It's a planetary action like no other machine. It's the original planetary action, and the magic number is 67 points. And the actual attachment spirals around the bowl, touching at 67 places. And that's where you get your amazing volume and your beautiful textures from that give you at the end a fantastic result and beautiful recipes. For those of you that bought the K5, this is a slightly larger model, and it may be the model that you've seen in a lot of restaurants. A lot of chefs like to use this particular model. But let me tell you, it's very similar in every way to the other model. It's just that it operates by a bowl lift, and let me show you. Instead of the actual head of the mixer lifting up and down, the bowl lifts up and down. It's very simple. Now, to take the bowl off or on, I'll just remove the whisk. You firmly lift the bowl up like so, and to pop it back on, I'll link it back on either side and firmly push down to lock it into place until you hear that actual snap. Then the attachments go on, and again you use the lift to take the bowl up. For all sorts of lovely recipes, tips and ideas, please visit the website, and don't forget, if I can give you a helping hand with any recipe questions, please come and chat with me on Ask Jo.